Alright guys, this is the last 4 miles of the Trail Runner's Guide to the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail I'm recording tonight. It is November 27th, 2016, which is a Sunday. This is arbitrarily what I'm calling mile 61, since I don't think there is a mile 61. So 61 is at the juncture of where the road, if you're going southbound, goes onto the trail. So in lieu of actually having a pole, I will show you our hiking trail sign. Hiking trail south. Imagine there's a hiking trail north on the other side, but here we go. It's about 3:43. I actually started hiking from just south of mile 60 or mile 57 at 12:50. I'm probably wondering what took me so long. There is just an insane, crazy amount of teaberries growing everywhere on this trail. Usually you're lucky to find 1 or 2 teaberries, and I have found probably over a pound. The Gatorade bottle I have is 2/3 full. It probably delayed me at least an hour and 20 minutes or more just picking them, but a little goes a long way. I kind of like them on ice cream. So apparently this is the time of year, if you're going to hike between miles 59 and 61 is where I tended to see the most teaberries. Probably going to be a little slower today too. I fell, kind of hurt my knee the other day. So these miles may go over 20 minutes. But I got all the stopping and picking teaberries out of the way, so I'm ready to attempt the trail run here. Temperature today, when I started at least, was about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, about 2 degrees Celsius. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe 36 or 37 and 3 degrees Celsius. It didn't change much. I warmed up after a while. There's just a little bit of snow on certain parts of the trail. You can see it kind of in the little crevices in the trees. There was a little more when I started. It's been partly to mostly cloudy. Not really any wind. Today is the last day before hunting season, at least rifle hunting season in Pennsylvania. So just in case someone isn't using their noggin and not obeying the law, I got some orange and this bright vest. But I don't intend to come out here and hike in the Gamelands during rifle hunting season. It's just not a good idea. People do hike a lot though, I guess, during the other times. Muzzle loader and bow and arrow, all those different things. I don't hunt, so I don't really pay attention to them, but I know the one you're supposed to really be careful is the one that starts tomorrow, and it's kind of like an unofficial state holiday or something. I don't have any relatives or anyone that hunts, but apparently a quarter of the people, or some ridiculous percentage of the people in Pennsylvania, hunt deer, and hopefully they're eating it. I don't particularly like deer, so there'd be no point in me hunting even if I wanted to. I'd rather hunt for teaberries and pictures and beautiful trails and adventures. You got our pretty little ground pines down here. These guys always look to me like little Christmas trees, especially in the winter when they have just a little bit of snow hanging on them. You can kind of take a picture of that and it actually looks like something you'd see in Montana, where there's like 3 feet of snow and the branches are just loaded with snow, and it's only this little 2-inch thing with like a half an inch of snow on it. So we're starting to go down. This is probably, I don't know, take 3 at least for all of these miles. Every previous attempt I've gotten out this way, and when I come back to do the southbound miles, it gets dark. I have so many teaberries tonight, I think I might call my aunt, who lives in Pittsburgh, on the way home and ask if she wants to split them up. Because I know she, at least I think she likes them. So give them to a good home, and I know I can eat the other half. So, case in point, there's one. But yeah, this area, there's certain areas where they grow in like a patch, and you can just sit there and just pick them, get so many. And then there's other areas where they're really sparse. In general, I really didn't notice them much between mile 57 and 59. Even sure if you can see much of the trail because the sun's so bright, but I think I can fix that in post-production when I go in and use the cheapo free YouTube light enhancements. So, as I said, it's kind of sad to sort of see the end of this project, but good in another way, I guess. I want to have these videos out and at least ready in some sort of rough way, preferably before the end of the year, and certainly well before the Laurel Highlands Ultra next year. Actually, I'm expecting any day now. We never know exactly when, but sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you got to keep checking on the internet. They might open up the registration, so keep checking, and you want to get that in ASAP because they probably go by postmarks or something. I might even hand deliver it to the race director's house if I have to, because I work out that way. I don't know if that's possible, but got to keep checking. That's still less annoying than some other trail races I've done where you have to get on the computer at exactly 12 noon on New Year's Day and sit there and watch the system crash again and again and give up other adventures that you could be doing. And the event that did that, I did about 3 times, and now it doesn't happen anymore. It just got too big and too crazy and too popular, and yeah, that's not the best system in terms of like ruining tons and tons of people's holiday to maybe get in. Oh, anyway, back to this trail. It's level, straight. Most of what I did today is fairly level. There's not really any big hills. A little one coming up. So it's about 3:51. Sunsets around here probably 4:47, 4:50. A little earlier than Pittsburgh, but I think I should have time to get back, get all these miles done. This is where you have a nice view of Chestnut Ridge. Kind of finally put it together and realized the direction I drove in and got on the trail. So that's the other mountain in the Laurel Mountains besides this one, which is Laurel Mountain. It's just 2 mountains make up the whole Laurel Mountains area. That mountain tends to be less high. The elevation of this one goes up a good 500 feet or more above Chestnut Ridge. This is the end of Thanksgiving weekend, at least here in the U.S. Since I'm now working a nice job. I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, so a nice 4-day weekend. Tomorrow it's back to work and 4 weeks without a holiday. So it'll be the normal thing for a while. one thing about having been out of work for so long is that had I been working all year, I most certainly would never have started this project. Trail Runner's Guide to the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail, which I'm now finishing up. So it kind of panned out in the way, I guess, and I'm really hoping that these videos keep getting views and kind of are useful to people long after I'm kind of done with that. Because I want the content to be good. I tried to spread out the filming of the miles over a long period of time. Part of it was intentional, and part of it was just me not finishing in the dark or in the daylight or whatever. But we have the northernmost miles, so miles 65 to 70, were recorded in late May or June. So you kind of get a sense of what it's like in the late spring up here. A lot of the miles, at least down below, into up to the 40s or whatever, even maybe into some of the 50s, was kind of in the summer. And these last, kind of like 57 to 64-ish, 65, were recorded in the fall, and this would now be considered late fall, although it's starting to look kind of like winter with the leaves off the trees. But real winter, on Laurel Mountain at least, is going to have some snow. So there hopefully will be a good snow cover up here. There's our mountain laurel. So if you go back and look at some of the videos from either the south part of the trail, miles 1 to 13-ish or so, you're going to see a lot of mountain laurels in bloom. So it's very different now. They still stay green though, as do the rhododendrons and the teaberry plants, sometimes called wintergreen. And it's interesting to note too, I made another little video about this, but the teaberries tend to grow next to or under the laurel or the mountain laurels, the Laurel mountain laurels. But I don't know why that is, but to my understanding, I think mountain laurels are very toxic. Hopefully they don't have any red berries, but they tend to be a bigger shrubby bush like that, whereas the teaberry plants are just these little tiny things that come about 2 inches off the ground, have these bright red berries, sometimes kind of like a magenta, reddish, pinkish white. So it's definitely on the magenta side of red. Went up a little bit of a hill now. Well, apparently the GoPro 5 is out now, and unlike what I may have previously thought, I unfortunately couldn't get on the bandwagon and be one of the first people to get that. So hopefully no one will come through and do this exact same thing, but if they do, good for them, I guess. Make it better. But the GoPro 5 now can definitely shoot the 30 frames per second, which I'm getting in 2.7K and full 4K Ultra HD. Around the second or third week of my new job, the transmission went out in my Dodge Nitro, and I hadn't even gotten the paycheck yet. So it's taken about 4 paychecks, and now I'm back in my own vehicle as of 4 days ago. 8 weeks in a rental car. It was pretty expensive. It's good to be done with that. The only problem about the vehicle I have now is it's a gas guzzler, as we like to say. Gets about half the gas mileage that I got in the Nissan that I was renting. On a good day, 17 miles a gallon as possible. Probably 14 or 15 in the winter. It's got 6 cylinders and the 4-wheel drive and all that to help me get around in the snow. And before I kind of would justify, I'm an adventurer, I need my bike, my kayak, all these kind of things. And now I'm like remembering back, my first car was the tiny little Corsica, and I used to put my kayak on that thing. It was 4 feet longer than the car, but the gas mileage is certainly something I'm going to take into consideration when I get a new vehicle. But anyway, here we are. Enough of my rambling. Mile 60.